Cold front is moving into the area tonight and it's going to shave our temperatures down a few degrees for tomorrow. We'll track it coming up.
It touched us on a personal level.
Nicholasville firefighters are coming together for a Lexington firefighter who's battling cancer.
It has been 58 years since the worst bus crash in U.S. history here in Kentucky.
And that's 1958. I can still see the kids.
We're hearing from a former state police trooper who responded to the incident years ago, but remembers it like it was yesterday.
This is WKYT News.
Thanks for staying up with WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy. A little spell of winter weather returns this week. Temperatures will drop and chances for rain, even snow, pop up. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell has your no-wait weather forecast.
Yeah, that's something you might want to wait for, though, because we've got a lot of changes coming. It'd be nice to just get stuck where we have been out there today, which was nice. Mid and upper 60s in a lot of locations. Right now, the winds of change are blowing through the area, though, because we are up to a 37-mile-per-hour wind gust here in Lexington, 30-plus all over the place. Look toward Louisville, though. They recorded a 46-mile-per-hour wind gust just a little while ago. So winds are whipping out there. And as this front works its way through, it's what's bringing the light rain that you see, kind of the light batch out ahead of this. And there's your more organized batch behind it. It's working into the area, giving us a little shower and even thunder shower potential. We're still steady at 60 degrees in Lexington, a lot of upper 50s, low 60s throughout the entire area until this front gets through. And you can see out toward Franklin County and even into Owen County, very light rain. Some that's trying its best to get into Scott County as well. Maybe a sprinkle or two at best out of this initial batch. Gets a little more organized as we go through the overnight. Here's what happens with those clouds and rain chances. There you see, we're past midnight here into the early morning hours. Rain starts to come. Wind gusts are still whipping, but notice they start to calm down as we get into the morning and especially into the day tomorrow. A 10 to 15 mile per hour wind gust. That's not bad. That's usually what you're seeing out there. But temperatures are falling tomorrow. And then another surge and another drop. I've got all of it, and I'll track it coming up for you here in just a few minutes.
They want to help a fellow firefighter. Firefighters in Nicholasville are selling T-shirts to raise money for a Lexington firefighter who's battling cancer. Matt Logston is in Chicago right now undergoing treatment. WKYT's Monique Blair tells us how you can help his family in our top story.
We're just doing a small part.
Firefighters are used to rescuing people, pets, you name it. They do whatever they can to help others, oftentimes complete strangers. But this time it's not a stranger who needs help.
This year we had a brother in Lexington, Matt Logston, who was diagnosed with cancer.
Lexington firefighter Matt Logston was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in January. In the few weeks since his diagnosis, his firefighter brothers here at the Lexington Fire Department have rallied to raise money for Logston and his family. But now Nicholasville firefighters Local 4289 are also stepping in to help.
It touched us on a personal level.
Nicholasville firefighter Jerry Stevens says a few firefighters in his department have fought cancer in the past.
It's come to the forefront here in the past couple of years that firemen are higher risk for cancer. Some cancers 2 to 2.5 times greater risk than normal.
So not only are these firefighters here to support Logston, but also his wife, his children, and his entire family.
A lot of the wives, mothers, and fathers, it touches them personally too. So they live in, they live it every day. We live in the service, and our families actually they're in it just as much as we are.
100% of the proceeds from these shirts will go to the Logston family. Sales for the shirts started Saturday morning, and Stevens says they've already had orders from California and Arizona.
It's really taken off. We were hoping to just get them across central Kentucky, and now they're going nationwide, so it's really good.
In Nicholasville, Monique Blair, WKYT.
If you're interested in buying a shirt, you can find a link on our website at WKYT.com and also on the WKYT News app. You can download it for free in the app or Google Play stores. It has been 58 years since the worst school bus crash in U.S. history. February 28, 1958, a bus carrying 48 students went into the Big Sandy River in Floyd County, killing dozens. Now, for the first time since the incident, a former Kentucky State Police trooper who responded is talking to us about that day. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is in the newsroom with the story, new at 11.
Today's date is one forever marked in the history books with tragedy after a bus carrying 48 students ended up in the Big Sandy River, killing 26 children and the bus driver. Now 58 years later, it is a day that still brings painful memories for many.
And that's in 1958. I can still see the kids.
Tonight, there are families, kids, teenage boys, teenage girls lying at the bottom of this cold river.
A chilling radio announcement made after the school bus clipped a truck along Old US 23, swerving off of the highway down an 80-foot embankment, then plunging into the river. It was a tragedy retired State Trooper Thomas Wright says he remembers well.
And some people would come as far as old Michigan and the Carolinas coming and sitting around in the way you couldn't work, and I would cry and preach to them and talk pretty hateful to them, I guess. Told them that they wouldn't want to see those kids if we found them. They wouldn't want to see them.
The search going on for weeks until May 10th, when the last body was pulled from the river.
Kids in the river, you couldn't get them out of the bus, and they went floating down the rivers and so forth and so on. And we set nets up way down the river to catch them.
Bringing the total lives lost to 27, with 22 survivors. A day leaving a lasting mark on not only our history books, but also on those like retired State Trooper Wright, who responded to the disaster.
It did. Right now, you're lucky I ain't crying now over all them kids. That's a pitiful thing.
Now, the Floyd County Rescue Squad was formed just 2 months after the bus crash. It was the first one in Kentucky. Meanwhile, retired Trooper Wright says the crash motivated him to help start a rescue squad in Fleming Neon, where he even started inspecting school buses. At the live desk, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
There are several monuments for the 27 victims, including one outside the Floyd County Rescue Squad headquarters. An Army staff sergeant is facing murder charges in Virginia after police say he killed his wife and a police officer. Prince William County Police Officer Ashley Gwendon and 2 other officers went out to a domestic violence call late last night. Police say Staff Sergeant Ronald Hamilton, who is also a Pentagon worker, shot his wife and then shot Officer Gwendon. Saturday was her first day on patrol. She was sworn in Friday. Tonight, there was a vigil to honor her. Hamilton will be in court tomorrow. Lexington police are trying to figure out what led up to a double shooting this morning. Police found a woman dead inside a home on Pittman Creek Court and rushed a man to the hospital. They say a relative found the couple inside the home with gunshot wounds around 11 this morning. Investigators believe the man and woman are in their 30s. The man went to UK hospital. The woman died at the home.
Obviously, this is a tragic incident that's happened. We're not sure what provoked this to happen, but obviously, you know, it's a violent act that's happened in this community. So I just, you know, your prayers need to be with the family of these folks.
Police believe the shooting may have been a domestic violence incident. They're not sure who shot who, and they are not looking for any other individuals. They have not released the man's name. The coroner is still working on identifying the woman. A man is recovering tonight after walking into a Lexington fire station with stab wounds. Lexington police say the man walked into the fire station on East 3rd Street this afternoon. He told them someone on Upper Street stabbed him in the chest. Crews took him to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police are calling it an assault case. Crews in Estill County spent hours today testing 2 schools in a landfill for radiation levels. Last week, state leaders confirmed radioactive waste was illegally dumped at the Blue Ridge landfill. County leaders hired an independent agency to come in today to run tests on the landfill and nearby schools to double-check state tests. Leaders say the waste came from operations in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, and they arrived at the landfill between July and November of last year. County Judge Executive Wallace Taylor is trying to make sure it never happens again.
I'm not blaming the landfill 100%, not whatsoever, but there has to be a better way to monitor this type of situation.
School leaders say there is no danger to students attending the middle and high schools.
Their findings were very much what we expected and what we hoped for, that there's no evidence of any contamination on our grounds.
The testing costs more than $10,000. Taylor says landfill management is reimbursing the county for those costs, There is a public forum Tuesday night at 6 at the high school to talk about the landfill. The Tennessee Department of Transportation says a rock slide on Interstate 75 near the Kentucky border is still unstable. A 20-mile stretch of the interstate in Campbell County will remain closed. Crews expect both northbound and southbound lanes to be closed for weeks. Northbound traffic in Tennessee detours onto US 25 West. Southbound traffic is using Highway 297. Because of commercial traffic wrecks on the detour route, trucks must now exit I-75 in Jellicoe. They must detour in Kentucky at exit 29 off I-75 in Corbin to get to US 25 East. Those living on Highway 297 in Tennessee say the detour is causing a lot of delays.
We're used to going somewhere, being there in 10 minutes. Now we're having to wait an hour to get home from church.
Crews are concerned with rain in the forecast. More rocks could slide down. They hope to have a better idea on when the interstate will reopen this week. After a pricey repair to the Wolf Creek Dam at Lake Cumberland, cities and businesses that use the water for free will have to start paying. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers say the repairs cost $600 million. Supplying water was not an authorized purpose for the Wolf Creek Dam when Congress approved it in the 1930s. Several cities and businesses in southern Kentucky use water from it. They will have to start paying for it and contribute to any future repairs.
We don't have any place for white supremacists in the United States of America.
Still to come, Super Tuesday is just days away, and candidates from both sides are slamming Donald Trump. What latest comment from the GOP frontrunner has candidates fired up? Plus, 3 Republican candidates are getting ready to visit the Commonwealth. We'll let you know where and when you can see them.
Can't wait to try these wings.
I know. And apparently this spicy honey barbecue sauce is so good, it'll change your life.
Yeah?
Mom and Dad, can I borrow the car?
Our son's in a boy band?
We have a son?
Life-changing? Maybe. Indescribably good? Definitely. The boneless wings meal with spicy honey barbecue sauce, served with crinkle fries and a small drink. Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
I don't want to live with the uncertainties of Hep C.
Or wonder whether I should seek treatment. I am ready.
Because today, there's Harvoni, a revolutionary treatment for the most common type of chronic hepatitis C. Harvoni is proven to cure up to 99% of patients who've had no prior treatment. It's the one and only cure that's one pill once a day for 12 weeks. Certain patients can be cured with just 8 weeks of Harvoni. With Harvoni, there's no interferon, and there are no complex regimens. Tell your doctor if you have other liver or kidney problems, HIV, or other medical conditions, and about all the medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Harvoni may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects of Harvoni may include tiredness, headache, and weakness.
I am ready to put Hep C behind me.
I am ready to be cured.
Are you ready? Ask your Hep C specialist if Harvoni is right for you.
Oak Factory is home of the $5.99 sofa, and we're going to tell you why.
Our $5.99 sofas are American-made by England Furniture, and their frames have a lifetime warranty.
You pick your style, such as this one with nail heads or this one with the skirt.
Then you pick your own fabric.
And England offers you a 10-year warranty on their seat cushion.
Now for the best part, it's delivered to Oak Factory in 21 days.
Before you buy a sofa, you owe it to yourself to visit Oak Factory.
Cartown Kia USA wants you to pick your payment all month. Drive home a new 2016 Kia Soul for $0 down and only $199 a month. Bad credit or no credit, our specialists are standing by to get you approved today. Drive home a 2016 Soul, Forte, Optima, Sorrento, or Sedona today. Pick your payment all month long at Cartown Kia USA. 2016 Forte for as low as $209 a month. 2015 Optima for as low as $239 a month. And we'll buy your car for cash even if you don't buy one from us.
Have something that needs investigating? Email us or call the WKYT Investigates tip line. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Winds are whipping out there tonight as frontal boundaries driving into the area, bringing showers and, of course, enhancing those wind speeds. These winds that you see here, this is not a gust. This isn't what you just feel over a little quick moment or two. This That's what we look at when we're looking at the average wind speed outside. So sustained winds coming in here in Lexington, 29 miles per hour, 22 down the road into Richmond. Not quite as windy for you folks in eastern Kentucky yet. It's going to get windier, though, as we progress into the rest of the overnight. Some of the wind gusts coming in. Better than 35 miles per hour here in Lexington, and better than 30 period in a corridor along Interstate 64 and back toward the south as well. And look toward Louisville, closer to 50 miles per hour. I mean, that's getting, it's not close, but it's trying to get into the territory where you're talking about severe thunderstorms. And there's no thunderstorms out there. I'm just telling you that's how strong those wind gusts are and trying to get to closer to the Louisville area. Showers tonight starting to work their way into northern and central Kentucky. Very light in nature, not a big deal. Thunder showers have been showing up along a line there in Indiana tonight, and that's going to be the main push. When that gets through here during the overnight, there's a little more just behind it. Things are going to quieten down quite a bit as we get into the early morning. A few light showers passing through Franklin County, into Scott County, and back into Anderson County as well. And you can see a better picture with the frontal boundary driving through and dropping in tonight. Temperatures out ahead of that front, very comfortable. Upper 50s, low 60s, all over the place with those strong southerly winds. Look a little more toward the north, just behind that front, and you can quickly see the temperatures are dropping. You go from Indianapolis to Louisville, and you're going from 62 to 49 degrees, and you can see that overall colder air mass. That's what's going to drop in on us starting tomorrow. Here's the way the hour-by-hour breaks down. That line of showers tonight gets through here completely. It's not going to be bothering you morning commute-wise. Road's still a little damp. That's the only issue, so that's the aftermath. We'll surge back into the low and mid-50s for daytime highs. Then watch your Tuesday. A bigger push of warmth will come. We likely end up in the low and mid-60s throughout the entire area, but that's also going to help fuel the fire for showers and thunderstorms that roll through Tuesday. Behind that, we track some flakes. This model underplaying snow. I think it's going to be a little bit lower than that as far as the location, showing it a little higher into parts of Ohio. It drops in on us, and we track it. I have that in your 7-day forecast. So break all of it down. We go through the next 7 days here. You see snow chances Wednesday, Thursday, go into even Friday, tracking that. That's a completely different system, though. We try to get into recovery mode, though, by next weekend. So enjoy tomorrow, because after the rain tonight, most of us sleep through it. It's fine during the daytime hours.
And then enjoy next weekend.
That's right. As we get to the next weekend, it's a little bit better. True.
Still to come on WKYT, a 100-year-old building gets a facelift. We'll check out the hotel that was Lexington's first national building.
The Pit sits quiet in Lexington, while in Louisville, construction is underway. A new building planned to open in 2 years. Sam Dick finds out why they're moving forward while we are stuck in a hole. A Tale of Two Cities, Monday at 6 on WKYT. Kentucky mornings start here. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
The all-new Lexus RX and RX Hybrid. Never has luxury been this expressive. Lease the 2016 RX 350 for $429 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Pet moments are beautiful, unless you have allergies. Then your eyes may see it differently. Only Flonase is approved to relieve both itchy, watery eyes and congestion. No other nasal allergy spray can say that. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. Complete allergy relief or incomplete? Let your eyes decide. Flonase, 6 is greater than 1, changes everything.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
This winter, give snow and ice a swift kick to the curb in a Dodge with all-wheel drive. Returning FCA lessees can get $6,000 total cash allowance on the purchase of a 2015 Dodge Charger SXT.
Hey, you know where to find me.
98.1 The Bull.
It's your favorite radio station.
It's the way that we get to you.
Nothing like a great song.
There's nothing like country music.
Of
Officer Dawn and Deanne mornings. 60-minute bull rides all day.
First thing in the morning
and last thing at night.
Better country, 98.1 The Bull.
The best songs.
The biggest artists.
All in one place. 98.1 The Bull.
We'll see you there.
It's time to discover the luxury of freedom with the Lexus line of luxury SUVs. Lease the 2016 NX200 Turbo for $349 a month for 36 months. See your Lexus dealer.
Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $135 million, and Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $292 million. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is facing criticism after he refused to distance himself from a controversial endorsement. And a new CBS News poll shows Trump and Clinton leading in key states ahead of Super Tuesday. Don Champion takes a look at the polls.
What is that? Republican frontrunner Donald Trump campaigned in Alabama Sunday afternoon. Earlier, he appeared on CNN's State of the Union and refused to denounce an endorsement from former KKK leader David Duke.
I mean, I'm just talking about David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan here, but...
I don't know, honestly, I don't know David Duke. I don't believe I've ever met him. I'm pretty sure I didn't meet him, and I just don't know anything about him. Other Republican candidates slammed Trump for not condemning the support.
There is no place in the conservative movement for David Duke, the Ku Klux Klan.
We don't have any place for white supremacists in the United States of America.
With more than 1,500 delegates up for grabs on Super Tuesday, the candidates are hitting key states in the South. While courting voters in Arkansas and Tennessee today, Hillary Clinton also attacked Trump.
I said last night, America has never stopped being great. Our task is to make America whole.
A new CBS Battleground Tracker poll shows Clinton is ahead of Bernie Sanders in Georgia, Virginia, and Texas. Sanders admits he's got work to do after losing South Carolina's Democratic primary.
We did really, really badly with older African American voters. I mean, we got decimated.
Trump is ahead in Georgia and Virginia, but trails Cruz in his home state of Texas. 155 delegates are at stake there. Don Champion, CBS News, New York.
Kentucky's Republican caucus is now less than a week away, and 3 presidential candidates will be in the state this week campaigning. Ben Carson will be in Lexington tomorrow for a town hall event at 10 a.m. at the Lexington Hit Center on Ruscio Way. Tickets are sold out. Donald Trump is planning an event Tuesday afternoon at the Kentucky International Convention Center in Louisville. And Senator Marco Rubio will be in Lexington Friday for an event. Police in eastern Kentucky have arrested a man accused of a multi-state Craigslist scam. Hazard police say 44-year-old James Kennedy was selling concert tickets on the site, but that he never sent people the tickets after taking their money. Kennedy is charged with 4 counts of theft by deception and theft by unlawful taking. A fire destroyed a historic home in Lawrence County. First responders spent hours putting out the fire on Main Street in Louisa. The building was the Stuart Mayo House. It was built in the mid-1800s. No one was inside the home when the fire started. The cause is still under investigation. 11 Kentucky sites are now on the National Register of Historic Places. 2 of those are in Lexington. The National Park Service added the Charles Young Park and Community Center and the Old People's Bank to the nation's official list. Owners of National Register properties qualify for tax credits for rehabilitation. A brand new hotel in downtown Lexington opens tomorrow. There will be a ribbon-cutting ceremony and open house at the 21C Museum Hotel on Main Street Monday. The 15-floor former First National building has 88 hotel rooms. Our partners at the Herald-Leda report room rates range from about $200 a night to $700 a night for a 15th floor suite. The restaurant inside the hotel, Lockbox, opened earlier this month. Students raised a record number of funds at UK's annual Dance Blue this weekend. The 24-hour dance marathon at Memorial Coliseum raises money for children with cancer. This year, students raised $1.6 million. That's $15,000 more than last year. About 800 dancers participated. The money supports the Pediatric Cancer Clinic at Kentucky Children's Hospital. Lee K's in next with sports, where UK Hoops got a big win on the road.
Yeah, Kentucky women's team certainly has momentum headed into next week's SEC tournament. They got an impressive road win today. We'll have the highlights after the break. And Jamal Murray rings the bell for the Wildcats despite a disappointing loss at Vandy. That's next in sports.
People know Window World as home of the original 189 window.
But that's just the beginning. We install siding too.
Our siding comes with energy-efficient, form-fitted foam.
Guaranteed for life.
Window World, simply the best siding for less.
And the nominees are the 2016 Camry, Corolla, and RAV4. New 2016 Corollas, $159 a month. Camrys, $179, and RAV4s, $209 a month. Or 0% APR financing available. For price, selection, and service, the winner is you when you come to Frankfort Toyota.
Frankfort Toyota, Google rated 4.9 out of 5 stars.
Frankfort Toyota, and online at frankforttoyota.com.
This is Captain Eve Baxter of the time ship Acheron requesting critical rescue.
How do we know it's not a trap?
I'm in.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Nick's in a dark place. He's not coming back.
You and I were a team.
Time to choose a side.
Only one of us is walking out of here alive.
DC's Legends of Tomorrow. New hit series this Thursday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
Farmer, Frankfurt outsider. That's Chuck Tackett. Pro-family and pro-business. Chuck Tackett rejects the notion by Washington liberals that the answer to every problem is another big government program. We can trust Chuck Tackett to put our families first by standing up to big government and big business. In the special election for state representative March 8th, send a message to the career politicians. Vote Chuck Tackett. Farmer, Frankfurt outsider.
Mondays are golden on the CW.
Yay! That is so true.
Gina Rodriguez is the 2015 Golden Globe winner, and Rachel Bloom is the 2016 Golden Globe winner for Best TV Comedy Actress.
So, who's crazy now?
Don't miss the CW's award-winning leading ladies of comedy.
We are good person.
You duplicitous minx.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend and Jane the Virgin. All new Mondays starting at 8/7 Central on the CW.
Think you might be pregnant? No judgment, no pressure, just help. AssuranceCare.org.
You want to feel connected, informed, included on every screen in your life. We are broadcasters, always here for you, wherever here may be. Text Washington. Tell them local stations matter.
At Window World, you get the best price right up front.
Our windows feature the Good Housekeeping seal
and come with a lifetime limited warranty.
Act now and get a house full of windows for as low as $79 a month installed.
Window World, simply the best for less.
After winning 5 straight, the Kentucky women's basketball team entered the final day of the regular season in a 3-way tie for 4th place in the SEC. Cats looking to finish strong on the road at Texas A&M this afternoon. The Lady Aggies had already locked up the #2 seed in next week's SEC tournament. Kentucky had to play catch-up early. Michaela Apps hits the 3 from the wing. Kentucky was down by just a point. Wildcats take the lead in the second quarter. Freshman Macy Morris driving and going high off the glass. 21-19, UK on top. Another freshman, Taylor Murray, maybe the fastest player in women's college basketball, turns on the Jets and lays it in. Kentucky had a 30-28 lead at the half. Second half, Epps goes to work. First, the 15-foot jumper. Then Epps, nice little head fake, steps into the shot. She finished with 14 points. Fourth quarter, Epps driving, gonna miss this time, but Evelyn Akator is there for the rebound and the putback. A career-high 18 rebounds for Akator to go with 15 points. Alexis Jennings also had a double-double as Kentucky pulls away with an impressive 71-58 road win.
It's about as much fun as you can have coaching when you've got a group of people that really want to play for each other and work hard for each other and meet challenges together. And I give the players the credit. They change their attitudes around and their effort, and to finish the regular season on a 6-game winning streak against the competition we did, going 3-0 down the stretch on the road is really significant. So super proud of our players and excited to go to Jacksonville and see what we can do there.
And speaking of Jacksonville, the Kentucky women will be the 5th seed in the SEC tournament. They will play Thursday around 2:30 against the winner of the Alabama-LSU game. Kentucky's game will be televised by the SEC Network. John Calipari said Saturday's game at Vandy was like an NCAA tournament game, and it was like some of his guys didn't ring the bell. Now he becomes a little worried if they can ring the bell. The only bell ringer for the Wildcats at Vandy was Jamal Murray, and likely lost in the 8-point defeat was his impressive game. Murray's 33-point performance was his third 30-point game of the season. His 6 3-pointers gives him 91 on the year, breaking the UK freshman record previously held by Brandon Knight. Calipari thought Jamal gave UK all that he could on Saturday.
Jamal carried us and tried the whole game, and that was it. And then we had a chance to win. That's why I'm not like crazy right now. He scored 33 points. He still scored in the second half. Got grabbed a bunch, there weren't calls. He did fine. What do you think, he should get 50?
Well, only 2 games remain in the regular season, beginning with the trip to Florida Tuesday night. The Gators lost a close one to LSU on Saturday. Game time is at 7 o'clock on ESPN. The Kentucky loss puts the Wildcats in a tie with Texas A&M for first place in the SEC, with the Aggies holding the tiebreaker. Look at that, though. South Carolina, Vandy, and LSU are all just 1 game back at 10-6 in league play. So as you can see how important the final week of the regular season is for the Wildcats. EKU's Noah Spence is projected a first-rounder in the NFL draft. The defensive lineman who transferred from Ohio State to EKU last season after multiple failed drug tests has more to prove off the field than he does on the field. On the field, Spence is considered one of the top edge rushers in the draft. Well, today he put his talents on display at the NFL Combine. A 4.8 in the 40-yard dash, a 35-inch vertical leap, and a 121-inch broad jump. That's the 3rd best of all defensive linemen. As for the off-the-field issues, he says playing 1 season at EKU humbled him, and the drug tests prove that he's grown as a person.
Every week now, and I was on every drug test list while I was at Eastern Kentucky, and after I failed at Ohio State, I was drug tested like twice a week up until I left from Ohio State. So, especially with all my drug tests and still being drug tested to this day, it shows that I've grown from the situation and tried my best to become a better person.
One other local player competing Sunday at the NFL Combine, former UK linebacker Josh Forrest. He was clocked at 4.88 in the 40. His vertical jump was 30.5 inches and a broad jump of 118 inches. Those numbers were not great compared to some of the top linebacker prospects. On Monday, UK safety A.J. Stamps will work out at the Combine. UK will also host its own Pro Day on March the 4th. Those Pro Days are very important. The Combine's big, but the Pro Days is where all the scouts come to Kentucky. They'll get to see not only Stamps and Forrest firsthand, but some of the other guys at UK's roster that maybe have a chance of making it to the next level.
So there still are some opportunities for them to be seen by scouts.
Absolutely, and this is the time of the year they've got to impress those scouts to make it to the NFL.
We'll be right back with a final look at weather.
Think of it as a 7-seat theater for an action-packed thriller. The all-new Audi Q7.
This is Once, the Tony Award-winning musical about following your heart and your dreams. You cannot miss Once.
For 5 performances, April 22nd through 24th at the Lexington Opera House.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on News Radio 630 WLAP.
Make time this spring to escape to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where the only thing you'll want to do is have fun in the sun. Let the sound of the ocean's tide take all your cares away and leave you refreshed to experience something new. It's your moment to let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
Let go and unwind on Myrtle Beach Time.
It's time to wake up. You've got things to do, mouths to feed, work to get done. It's another Kentucky morning, and Kentucky mornings start here.
Good morning, I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith.
You don't have time to waste, so we don't waste your time. Simple as that. Breaking and overnight news, weather to plan your day, plus traffic you can take with you. Make WKYT This Morning part of your Kentucky morning. Weekdays from 4:30 to 7 on WKYT.
WKYT investigates because we stand for Kentucky.
Miranda Combs, WKYT.
It means digging deeper to make sure the Kentucky way of life is protected.
You think you're deceiving your people that voted for you by not getting your training?
I'm WKYT's Miranda Combs, and I stand for Kentucky.
At the end of the broadcast, I'm most proud of what we have done as a team. This is the ultimate team sport, television news. And to deliver to the American people the highest quality news broadcast in the world today, that is a very satisfying feeling.
Technology entire countries want to get their hands on. If they could ever catch you. The all-new Audi Q7.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you, like WKYT on Facebook.
I want to know what the weather is going to look like. You got some emojis for us?
Oh, I didn't do the emoji forecast. You just threw me under the bus.
Oh, you just upset us. All those viewers were waiting for those.
And I totally forgot. I got so into this rain and this cold front tonight that I totally forgot
Well, you got to
emojis.
make them up for us. Would it be like a frowny face
Well, bring it up here. Come up. See this? I'm smiling. You know?
Which day are you? Tomorrow? I'll be Thursday.
There you go. There's your emojis because we've got the rain tonight, a little bit cooler. So it's that face. You're like, I don't know for sure. I'm done with this. Let's get out of this.
Thanks for staying up late with WKYT. Have a good night.